Good evening, it's the 10th of April today. We've had frost right over the last 3 or 4 days, but there's no frost forecast tonight. If you remember, I planted my pot leeks out about a week ago, fleeced them all up. I'll show you the fleece on here. Over the weekend, Saturday, I had a good friend of mine, Richie Parkin, down. We've stripped the stock end out of where I keep all the stock plants, both onions and leeks. The beehives are due to come in about 6 weeks' time. Also, I grow blanch leeks in this tunnel, and I'm going to show you how we prepare our blanch leek beds. There's 2 beds. I normally grow 2 beds of blanch leeks, but this year I think I'll just put 1 bed of blanch and intermediate in, and possibly a bed of onions in. I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll just take a little look. Right, this is the stock house, the 4-2 benches. Well, there's three rows. Onions at this end, all cleaned down. All the last year's onion bulb have been removed, and as you can see, it's all clean growth. They're all growing away very nicely. That's where next year's onion seed will come from. Leeks at the far end. Right, this is 2 beds here. This is usually covered with black and white polythene. I'll go along and show you the process. The left bed's not prepared yet. Last year's compost is still in there, as you can see, untouched. Last year I did grow tomatoes and other things in this particular bed. I didn't grow so many blanch leeks last year either. This side is where I intend to plant the blanch leeks, more than likely tomorrow evening. And there are 20 barrels on this particular bed. It is a raised bed, 3 blocks high, and I used to grow in that particular trench before I put the barrels on. But I was still bending over a little bit, and backache isn't good as you get older. So a good few years ago, probably 20 years ago, I moved up into the barrel system. Now, lots of people are now growing in containers. These are about 35 litre barrels. They are actually barrels cut in half, so they're bottomless barrels. And in each barrel, as you can see, all I've used this year is John Innes No. 2 compost. To each, well, it takes slightly more than a bag. I've used about 25 bags on 20 barrels. It's all fresh compost that's been put in. The compost being put in, then we've used 1 scoop of Terra Plus onto the top of the barrel, and I forked that into the barrel, and then we've sunk our plant pot in, which is the size of the pot that the leeks are sat in at the present moment. The leeks are out on the barrel out there, as you can see. I am planting some small ones, and some mid-sized ones, and some very large ones, but you'll see them once I get them all in tomorrow evening. Moving back. Right, this will be covered with black and white polythene. As you can see, I have seep hose on here, drip hose. It's all attached to the side rail. This will water the outside of the barrel, drip down the barrel, and the roots will go down through the bottom of the barrel and out looking for the moisture on either side. I'll also water into the barrel because I do cut holes through the polythene, as you'll see. I'll move along and show you. Tomorrow I may do another small video before I plant, show you how the drip system works. But as you can see, all the way along here, barrels already prepared. Some of them I'm just planting out of 1 litre pots, and as you can see, just a 1 litre pot stuck in there. That's 4 small intermediates, late set. And then I'm putting some 5 litre buckets in this end. They are for the larger plants, which I'm growing as intermediates. I'm only growing 4 earlies and 4 lates. Covered with polythene. It's just draped right above the top. The reason for this, if you grow in barrel system, the sun hits the barrel and it dries the root out on the side of that's facing the sun on the south side. And I was getting a lot of root burn, and it was very difficult to control the watering system. If we put black and white on, it keeps a void underneath here, as we can see. Barrels underneath. Keeps a void, it keeps cool air all the way through. It stops the sun from hitting the barrel, and stops any weeds from growing up through. And it also reflects light up on the plant. So I do like black and white polythene. There is a training frame, which we can see it's tied up to a wire at the top. Comes down, then it splits into 2, goes down either side, and as you can see, there are small hooks all the way down. To these I have galvanized steel rods roughly 4.5 meters long each, and I can clip them whatever height I require, and I can just lift them as and when I need to, and the foliage is draped up over the top of these. I'm putting out various sized leeks in this year, so it could be difficult, but I'll show you once they're in. To that centre training wire, there is a cane added, as we can see, cane all the way down. That's just put to the side of the plant. Wire ties are put on to keep the plant nice and upright, and as I plant the leek, I will put a collar straight on to the ones that I want to put collars on. The intermediates I won't, but there is a wire already attached to the cane, and this will be wrapped around the leek just to keep the leek up nice and upright, nice and straight. So there's 4 holes there already prepared. Tomorrow morning I will continue with the black and white. I'll water the barrels thoroughly, fill the buckets up with water, put the drip hoses on. They'll be left on the best part of the day tomorrow, and I'll probably plant blanch leeks in here tomorrow evening. If I have time, I'll switch over onto this side and I'll start preparation to plant a few onions. So that's it for today. Well, I'll quickly show you the coverings on the leeks. I can't remember if I did it on my last video. Because I planted out and there was some frost forecast, I put a training wire right from one end of the polytunnel to the other, and just a piece of baling twine actually, raised up above the plants, and I draped 8 foot of frost protection netting up over the top of that and down the other side. And as you can see, there are 4 trenches all wrapped up. I do have frost protection netting up a height, so it gets a double whammy. It's never been down less than about 2 degrees in the tunnel, and I would imagine probably 4 or 5 degrees under these particular covers. These will remain on for maybe another week, maybe even a fortnight, and then I'll take them off and plants should be growing nice and healthy by then. They look as if they're taking a hold. They're actually starting to push some of this netting up. I can see it lifting across the other side. That's great. I'll possibly do another one tomorrow evening when we're all planted out. Thank you very much now. Bye bye.